In this episode of Ricky Remembers, because it's almost Friday, Ricky remembers the popular bars in Manila in the 1990s. Ricky remembers the first time he ever went to a bar, and that was at Tias in Katipunan. And that's where Ricky got drunk. The first time at Tias in Katipunan, he got drunk, or I got drunk. I got drunk drinking zombies with my friends. To this day, I cannot stand the sight of a picture of zombie or the smell of it. So the first bar I ever went inside of was Tias in Katipunan. Of course, there was Tia Maria's in Green Hills or in Annapolis, but I was too young. I was too young to go inside Tia Maria's in Green Hills. My older cousins, though, would talk about Tia Maria's there in Green Hills. I remember Tia's being very dark inside. You cannot see your hand in front of you because it was really dark. They were trying to go for the Mexican cantina look, and they were very successful. And I remember Tia's would be open in the daytime, but when you go inside, it's pitch black. It's like you can't see anything at all. It's really dark. So yeah, I remember the zombies. I remember the flautas that Tias and Tia Maria's serve. And also, along Annapolis in Green Hills, I remember that bar Brannigans. I was around during the time, pre-internet and pre-social media days, when the thing to do on a Friday night or a Saturday night was drive around Green Hills in your souped up Sentra LEC or your box type. During that time it was the Sentra that was being modified or customized by guys, no? So we would go around Green Hills the whole night, just go around there, driving around, cruising, and then end up either in Brannigans to get a drink, and then at the end of the night, when everything's done, you go to Guda for Ribsy or Tapaking for Tapaking or Tapak Queen. So yeah, I remember Brannigans in Annapolis in Green Hills. That was one of the bars that we hung out in. I remember there was another bar that was popular there. Please, viewers, refresh my memory with about that other bar during that time that was popular together with Brannigans. I remember what I remember with Brannigans. My best friend and I, Gino Bagsit, went there, and for the first time, he tried the Long Island iced tea, and he got super drunk from a few Long Island iced teas, and that was the drink that we had in Brannigans. So Tia Maria's, Tias, and Brannigans. I also remember Peps. I remember Peps. Peps was very popular back then. It was along Pasay Road. Pasay Road ba yun o Pasay Avenue? Pasay Road. Pasay Road was where Peps was. And they were all beside each other. Peps, Planet Beer, and Cable Car. I don't even remember if I was even able to go inside Peps, because it was so popular. People were always lining up to go inside. So I don't think I ever went inside there, but it was really popular back in the 90s. So Peps, Planet Beer. Planet Beer, I was able to go one weeknight. It was the middle of the week, so there was nobody in there. And I remember I went there with my very good friend, Pia Mangahas. Pia Mangahas, if you're watching this, I hope you remember that one night that we went to Planet Beer, just the two of us. There wasn't a lot of people back then because it was a weeknight. It was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday when we went there. But we grabbed a drink, Pia Mangahas and I, in Planet Beer. I hope you guys remember Planet Beer also. It was very popular. And of course, Cable Car. Cable Car was known for, as the name says, it's cable car themed. So when you go inside, you feel like you're inside an old cable car, and it also feels cramped like a cable car. Masikip siya. So along Pasay Road, those three were popular: Peps, Planet Beer, and cable car. But you know what? You know which bar was my favorite around that area during that time? It was Pravda. Ricky remembers Pravda very fondly. I hope you guys also remember Pravda. I remember Pravda was kind of hidden. It was along Jupiter. Was it in Jupiter? It was near Bel Air Village, I remember. Anyway, Pravda was it felt very exclusive, and I remember going there one time and I hung out with Lino Cayetano and his friends. Lynn, I know you remember this. Alf Bunes, good friend of Lino as well. We hung out in Pravda once. I think that's where they constantly hang out. Parang tambayan nila yun, and nasama ako minsan. Yung dating nung Pravda really is dun yung mga konyo. Yung mga konyo dun talaga tumatambay sa Pravda. And it just had an atmosphere about it. So pangalan pa lang, Pravda, di ba? Parang konyong-konyo na eh. Talagang yung mga konyo lang yung pumupunta doon. So I remember Pravda in Bel Air along Jupiter. And also, of course, I remember those Friday nights before, Friday night and Saturday night. If it's the weekend already, everybody went to Glorieta. At first, people would go to Fridays, TGI Fridays. And then also there was Hard Rock Cafe in the 3rd floor of Glorieta. But the place to be back then was Fashion Cafe. Fashion Cafe. And also Street Life. So in that area, in the 3rd floor of Glorieta, people would congregate outside Friday night, Saturday night. Sometimes they would even just hang out there because all of Manila's young people went there either to go to Hard Rock Cafe, Fridays, Street Life, or Fashion Cafe. So those 4 were open all at the same time back in the 90s. This was maybe the mid-90s already. So every young person, boys and girls, would all congregate in Glorieta to try to go inside Friday's Hard Rock Cafe, Fashion Cafe, or Street Life. Those were the places to be. Those were the popular bars in the mid-90s. And also, if you go down and cross the street to Ayala 6750, in the corner was Giraffe. Giraffe was a very popular bar / club also during that time. Although I remember during the mid-90s, it was an older crowd, older, more sophisticated crowd. So I really only remember going to Giraffe once. And I remember I went there, I was with Cathy San Gabriel. Cathy, if you're watching this, I don't know if you remember this when we were in Giraffe there in Ayala 6750 back in the 90s. And then also in Glorieta pala also was Studebakers. There was a bar there, or a club called Studebakers, of course, because it's Studebakers. There's a car, it's vintage car themed. In fact, I remember a Studebaker, yung likod ng Studebaker nakaganon sa signage niya nung Studebakers. By the way, behind me is the magnificent and glorious Angel Stadium. That's the Angel Stadium here in Anaheim. That's where the Angels play. Right behind us is Angel Stadium here in Anaheim. So there you go. That's our episode for today. I do remember other bars. Of course, Paddy's Point. Paddy's Point was popular in the Antipolo Lookout ba tawag doon? Basta yung you drive down to Antipolo, there's Paddy's Point there, and then there's that magnificent view at night. No? So I remember Paddy's Point, Lookout ba yung tawag doon? Sa Antipolo. So Paddy's Point, I never really went there because it was so far from where I lived, but I remember Paddy's Point in the corner of Tomas Morato and Timog. That's the Paddy's Point that I went to once, again with my friend Gino Bagsit. But I also remember in Timog, Sharkies. Sharkies along Timog. I remember in college, right after right after rehearsals for Dulaang UP, we would all hang out there in Sharky's after. I hung out there with Eugene Domingo, Stella Cañete, Dante Garcia, Edwin Serrano, Dave Tolentino. Yan, that group, every time, no fail, after rehearsals from Dulaang UP, we would all hang out there in the mid-90s. And I remember every night, no fail, I would eat their long silog because it was really good. Oh my God, I'm craving for the long silog from Sharky's from the mid-90s. It was the best. Every night, no fail. You can ask my friends, that's what I ate. So so from Timog, I remember Sharky's and Paddy's Point. So not just the bars in Makati. Yun nga, yung mga Street Life, Fashion Cafe, Hard Rock Cafe, TGI Fridays, and Street Life, Studebakers, Giraffe, Pravda, Planet Beer, Peps, Cable Car, and of course, Tias, Tia Marias, and Brannigans. So that's our episode for today. That's our episode of Ricky Remembers. Ricky remembers the popular bars in Manila in the 90s. I'm sure I left out so many, or I wasn't able to remember so many. If you can help me remember them, please drop a comment in the comment section below. Let's remember our favorite bars from the mid-90s or from the 90s. Madami yan, I'm sure. I didn't hang out in all of them. So please share your favorite bars or the popular bars, the ones that I missed, in the comments below. And of course, don't forget, please subscribe. We're already at this recording, we're already at 143 subscribers. I remember when I only had 20 subscribers. So dumami na siya by times 7, which is amazing. So, but we have a long way to go. I need 1,000. I need 1,000 subscribers. Please help me. Subscribe below. Click on the subscribe button below, and more importantly, click on the notification so that every time I have a new video, you will be alerted. Please like this video as well, and comment and share on social media. And thanks for watching. This is Ricky Baizes for Ricky Remembers. Ricky remembers the popular bars in Manila in the 1990s. Peace, love, courage. Thanks. Bye.